I'm moving on. I'm going to Jen.
I'm moving. I'm done.
I'm moving.
Hey guys! Alright, so it has been 2 years since our last video, and I think it is safe to say we had a lot to catch you guys up on.
Yes, we've heard from the people that you guys want our YouTube back, and honestly, we have been so busy, but we are doing this for you, and we promise we are back.
We're back. We're gonna be on it. We're going to be consistent.
We're making you a priority.
Yes, you're a priority. You're important to us.
We love you.
We do. So we're going to catch you guys up to the best that we can, as fast as we can, because if we...
2 years is a lot to cram into one video, but we're going to do it. So we're just going to start. The last time you saw us was February 23rd of 2021.
Yeah.
Yes, February 23rd of 2021. Allie had just had surgery, and it was her post-op appointment, and we were hanging out, and our mom shoplifted from Hobby Lobby. That's the last time you saw us. In Flint, Michigan. That's
and we finally got her out of jail. We paid her bond.
No, listen. That did not.
Just kidding. But we, that was a long time ago, obviously. And
we were getting ready for a Red Thread sale.
Yes.
And life looks very different 2 years later.
Very different.
And we want to catch you guys up. So
first and foremost, I have full range of motion of my leg.
Her knee is perfect.
It's all perfect. All over again.
So February, March was really kind of just us doing our lives. I was coaching cheerleading.
I was coaching basketball.
And we were substituting at the school. That was our full-time, well, it was kind of a full-time job. While we were substituting, we were doing things with our church pretty regularly. And with our youth group, we were staying busy with that. And then Allie had something special happen.
I did. Yes, I did. So, in the midst of all of that, I actually met, his name is Trevor. If you have me on Facebook, then obviously you know, but if you don't, then you wouldn't. But I met him, I already knew him, but I met him and we officially started talking, and his sister, shout out to Fabi, she was the catalyst behind that. She really set that up, and then we just kind of hit it off and went for it, and we have been together ever since, and that was great.
March?
That was February, actually.
February, okay.
And we date night at Applebee's. It was we lived the song.
Applebee's on the date night.
Yeah, we lived the song, and but it's been great. He's great. Our family loves him. We love them. I love his family as well. So yeah, that's exciting.
So that happened for Allie in 2021. Then in July, a little bit not as exciting as Allie's, Cameron and I found out we were pregnant for our second baby.
Which you were excited about.
We were very excited about that. Unfortunately, that did end in a loss. That baby is with Jesus, and that was a really difficult time for our family. Even my extended family, we all banded together, our church family. It was difficult. It was a hard moment. It was actually July 4th that we found out. So yeah, it wasn't ideal and wasn't obviously my plan, but I've seen a lot of good come from that in the last 2 years. That in that moment, had I filmed this then, I didn't know. So here 2 years later, Tori, I can see that God took that and he's used it for me to be able to share my testimony with people and minister in that way that I never even thought was possible. And then in September, we got pregnant again for our sweet little baby, and he is now with us. His name is Jensen. He was born in 2022. We'll touch on that in a minute, but God brought us Jensen, and we are so blessed for that. So
I think it definitely brought a new appreciation, obviously, for you guys. You know, pregnancy is a wonderful thing, but you don't hear a lot of talk about. You know,
it was something our family had never walked through.
No, and so like, even it wasn't me that was going through it, but you know, as you know, the aunt, you know, your sister, and it was hard. It was hard to process and to even try to figure out how to be there for you But getting through that and then finding out, again, just a few months later after that you're pregnant again.
Yeah, I texted, Allie was the first person I texted. I was
first
like,
one.
Actually, was like, can I call you?
Yeah, we chatted.
And I called her and I was like, I don't even know what to feel, because after going through that whole, like, you're scared and you're like, oh my gosh, what if this happens again? I mean, we could make an entire video on this, but, so Allie was actually the first person to know, and she helped me announce the first time. She was the first person to know. And then
that was on a FaceTime call while you were in the bathroom.
Yes, I did FaceTime her for that first one. And then the second time around, we were able to, it was just a special moment for our family. And like I said, we learned a lot, we grew.
Yes.
It was hard. And it was something we had never walked through before. So that did happen. And now we have our sweet little guy. And then I feel like we're like on this emotional roller coaster with you guys, because the very next thing that happened after I found out I was pregnant was we went to a Jonas Brothers concert.
We fulfilled a childhood dream. Let me just tell you, the experience going as an adult, like as a kid, we didn't really get to experience a lot of like concerts and stuff like that. It just wasn't in the cards.
There's three of us.
There's three of us. That's a lot of money, and it wasn't practical. But in our adult life, with our adult money, we decided that, you know what,
got our own ticket.
We are doing this. I have to say, I was the catalyst behind that. I was like, we passed this opportunity up once, and then COVID happened and everything happened,
everything down,
and I was like, we're not missing this. We're going. It's gonna be great. And there was like a 4-hour rain delay. It was fantastic. It was fantastic.
Storm.
Like we thought, like we probably were gonna have to leave, but we didn't. Our
parents were there. Tanya was there with us. It was a lot of fun.
Riley lived her best life.
Yeah, Tanya was there.
And Trevor was there, and it was great. And Riley got to live
our
childhood dream as a kid with us as adults, and it was
she should have been a 90s baby,
like a 90s/2000s baby,
because Hannah Montana, Jonas Brothers, she was living her best life.
Yes,
still doesn't understand why she can't go see a Hannah Montana concert now. But it was amazing. Such good memories. We were in like this, we were standing and in like the general admission part, and it was so insane, but it was so fun.
But we sang our hearts out. We lived the dream, and
Kelsey Ballerini was there.
She killed it.
She's like, I'm a fan of hers now from that.
Yeah, I wasn't like not a fan of hers, but I just really hadn't listened to a whole lot of things other than like the mainstream, like her big songs that hit. But watching her perform live was awesome. It was really cool. Yeah. But Jonas Brothers were amazing, absolutely amazing. I mean, Burning Up live, just holds a special place in my heart. Nick Jonas holds a special
patter.
He holds a special place right here in my heart, next to Trevor, but like right here in my
above Trevor,
right here. No, but it was a great,
awesome.
And we got to do it as a family.
It was a fun family experience. It was great. Then
up and down.
The next thing is we actually lost our papa in October.
So they moved
to Charlevoix.
They moved up. If you're in Michigan, you move up north, and they moved to Charlevoix. And then just I feel like it was only a few months later after that, we had moved them. Yeah. Our papa, he had health issues for a while.
Yeah.
And then we found out in, I think it was October.
We spent a week in Charlevoix.
Yeah, we got the call. I remember it vividly. Trevor and I had been out. We went to one of our high school basketball games, and we were sitting there, and all of a sudden I kept getting text message about asking for certain people's phone numbers, and I was like, what's going on? And then I got the phone call, they have taken him by ambulance to the hospital. Like, he's not doing well.
He coded.
We found out later. I didn't know at the time.
They didn't think that he was going to. He died in the ambulance. They didn't think he was going to come back. He did, but unfortunately never regained consciousness. And we prayed that God would do what was best for him. And after it was a little over a week, I think.
Yeah. We were there for a week, and then we came home, and then I think it was like 2 days later
he passed away and went to be with the Lord. And we don't divulge the topic much because it is difficult, but
it's still fresh, even a year later.
It's fresh. It's
a fresh wound.
Fresh wound.
I will say, that week we spent there was It was a very special time.
Yeah, a
for
lot
all
of
us.
like we just all just took in the time together, and it was really just a special time. We came back to the Flint area for his funeral. We were all together
His
at my
memorial
parents' house.
service.
And we were able to spend even more time as a family, and it was really good for our family, especially leading into what none of us even planned to happen after that.
Yeah.
But it was, so we did, that was hard.
So that pretty much consumed, I would say, the month of October.
Yeah.
It was really
Even before he passed away on
Yeah.
October 13th. So even before that, like that whole, it's really a blur. I don't really remember a whole ton
I
of
don't
it.
either.
But we loaded up the car, we went to be with my mama and my papa, and it was just, yeah, it was a hard time, and we know that he's better where he's at, but that doesn't mean it is any easier for us here.
Nope.
So 2021 had a lot of ups and downs, loss. It felt like it was like being punched when you were down.
Yeah,
it was
it
like,
did, honestly.
We celebrated this sweet baby that was going to be in our family. Then we had to grieve that loss, and then we celebrated again with this another sweet baby. And then we lost our papa. So it was just.
And then before 2021 could come to a complete close, this emotional roller coaster of excitement and loss and change and all of this stuff, another huge change. Like just
Semi-truck
boom.
of life changes.
Like we were trying, like when you're hurt and when stuff feels, you feel broken, and like you're trying to pick up the pieces and like, okay, what next? And then
trying to find a new normal.
Yeah, and we're trying to just live life in a different way, and then all of a sudden, just like
freight train.
Like, we gathering all of our pieces and just knocked out of the hand, kicked to the ground, like in an exciting way. I don't know. We found out that we were well, not we, I guess, yet, but that our dad was going to take a church in Virginia.
Powhatan, Virginia.
Virginia.
Had never been there.
Where in the world is that?
We didn't know either. And
somewhere over there.
He went and he called us and he said, I think this is what the Lord's telling us we need to do. And we were like, huh, okay, we got to figure out. And he kind of said, it's all or nothing. It's all of us or it's none of us. And we were like, okay, we quit our coaching jobs mid-season.
That was the hardest thing I ever had.
Yeah, that was really hard.
Basketball and coaching for you, cheer for you, basketball for me holds a very, very special place.
Because we love teenagers.
In our heart.
We love
do
youth ministry.
The kids and the relationship we had. Adrian, if you watch this, the relationship we had with her, who was the athletic director. Great. I literally, Tori and I walked in there, and I thought she was going. I underestimated my emotional attachment because I just it is what it is.
It was hard.
We
kept it a secret for a while
because
we didn't know what was going to happen.
Full on mental breakdown right in the office, and I was like,
hard.
"We're moving," and she's like, huh? And I was like, to Virginia, we're moving. We're just all moving.
Looking back, future me now, I can see that for myself that it was God's plan. It was. I'm better for it. I grew a lot in that season, and through 2021, I believe we both grew a lot. And it's interesting to talk about these things in the future because our perspective on them then is very, very different. It's something that we weren't able to even really speak about because it was so hard. And so it's just interesting. So then on November 28th was our last Sunday at our previous church, Hill Creek. And we just loved those people. They were our family. They are our family.
11, almost 11 years.
Almost 11 years
of our lives was spent there. You got married there.
I met Cameron there.
You met Cameron there.
Got married.
You got married, had Riley,
Yeah,
all
she
of
was
these.
dedicated there.
Oh my
found out
gosh.
we were pregnant for Jensen.
But through the loss the first time.
Yeah, we were there.
Our church family rallied around and just poured out so much love.
I had a lot of health issues in 2021 that they rallied around, and then we had our Papa's memorial service there. So it was a hard thing to leave. And our teenagers, if any of you guys watch this, we are just so proud of the time that we spent at Hill Creek. And it has been a tough transition, and letting go of that and
embracing the new
has been tough.
It has.
And we grew a lot and learned a lot and cried a lot.
Oh my gosh. So much.
Yeah,
so many tears.
Change is hard, and we experienced a lot of change in a short time. And I think that's why we kind of just let this go. Red's threads kind of went. We needed to be present, I think, in our lives, and I think that it was what was right for the time, and we were trying to navigate life, and sharing it just wasn't really something that we were prepared at the time.
Just there were so many raw emotions.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out how we felt and process that. And when we moved here, we sold our home, and we were all living together in one house. Me and Allie didn't have jobs.
No.
We
were jobless.
Yeah, we were jobless. I was homeless. I was living with my parents, pregnant with our daughter and our dog, actually in this room, ironically.
Yeah.
We were living in here, and
it was a lot.
It was a lot.
It was a lot all at once. How do you grieve the loss of your normal?
Yeah, like the loss of your everything you know, everyone you know, everything you know, and we came here with just us. We didn't know anybody else. We didn't know life here. We had never even been to Powhatan until we moved here.
No.
We loaded up our trucks and came here, and it was a lot.
It was a lot.
And we came here on December 12th. That was when our life in Powhatan began, and that kind of closes up 2021 for us.
Mm-hmm.